July 12th. I'm Adam Walsh, and this is The Signal. A very special out and about signal for you today. We're coming to you live from Bannerman Park in St. John's because we are doing a folk festival tee-up. I was crunching the numbers, and I think it's the 48th folk festival, which I'm looking at. Everyone's nodding happily next to me, which is excellent. I like happy nodding. So there we go. All right, let's get down to it. I'm going to turn around and face my interviewee. Come on over, Julie. All right, here you go. The mic's behind you. Yeah, we brought a mic stand and everything.
Oh, look at that!
All right, nothing is. We pull out all the stops.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best when the signal is live on location. How are you doing?
We are exhausted, but we are so excited.
Yeah.
We are so excited. This is the biggest folk festival we have ever done times 4.
Wow.
So it is. So every time we think of what's about to happen starting tonight, you know, you get fluttery, but so excited. I can't wait for the people to see all of this.
And so, folks, you're listening to Julie Vogt, outgoing executive director for the Folk Festival, the NL Folk Arts Society. How long have you been executive director for?
Oh, 18 months.
Yeah.
18 months. I came in as a volunteer for about 6 months to kind of get things rolling, and then the board and I decided I should stay on for another year, and so I did.
So when I was in the Navy, there was an acronym that it was never again volunteer yourself, is what we used to say.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at right now. No, it's going to be bittersweet to leave, but we have a wonderful incoming executive director, and I'm fine with leaving. We've accomplished a lot.
And we're going to speak to the incoming shortly.
Yeah.
Paint us a picture. A lot of people, I mean, look, it's Newfoundland and Labrador is the audience, right? The lunchtime audience across the province. Some folks will be familiar with Bannerman Park. Many will be, if not, definitely by name, obviously, even if they haven't been here physically. But paint us a picture for what we're looking at right now to just give the flavor of what's going on.
What we're looking at right now is you're in what we call the main stage area. So this is where the main stage is for the evening performances. All of the music will be happening up here. We have the beer kiosk over there with our full site licensing this year.
There we go.
So you'll be able to walk anywhere in the park holding a tasty beverage with your children in the other hand. So this is a beta test, as I think everybody probably knows by now. Yeah. But a couple of rules with that, but nothing that's a deal breaker, I don't think, in anyone's mind.
Yeah.
So that's this area. Then in the back end from the gazebo in the loop, right on down to Circular Road, we have our daytime stages. And those are going on Saturday and Sunday. And admission to that is absolutely free.
Free?
Yep.
Oh, I love that word.
Thanks to Celebrate NL and Year of the Arts 2024. They gave us a nice grant, so we also put an extra stage back there, and we're going to have Splash and Boots on Sunday, free for the kids. We're going to have Mario Kart Live on Saturday for the teenagers.
There you go.
We're going to have 4 choirs perform Saturday morning. We're going to have the Gospel Hour on Sunday morning, plus all of the traditional and instrumental things that you want to see, craft demonstrations, a rug hooking demonstration, spinning and knitting. Everything that you want to be in the back during the day is going to be back there.
So folks, if you're just tuning in, I'm Adam Walsh. This is The Signal. We're live on location at Bannerman Park. It's a folk festival tee-up show, right? So you're listening to Julie Vogt there, the outgoing executive director. We're going to talk all about what's happening this weekend. We're going to talk about the planning of this. We've got a very special interview with a very important musical guest who's going to, I'm not even going to say who it is because I want it to be a surprise for all of you. But towards the end of this hour, Amanda Gear lined up a very great interview. And Amanda, you okay with that interview? All right, so she's doing okay so far. She's just getting ready. So don't go anywhere, folks. But this is the show you're getting today. So we're going to talk like musician, organizer, a couple more organizers, and we're talking all things folk.
Yes.
What do you like? Like, what is it about the folk culture that attracts you?
It's the tradition, for sure. Yeah. It's preserving the culture, but at the same time, bringing in the new folk and the new culture that's happening today. Also, the unity and the family. When I go out to folk stuff, even before I became executive director, I would see the same folks out time after time. We all like the same thing.
Yeah.
And I like all music, I'm going to be honest, but folk music is by far my favorite. I just love it, and that's why. It's the unity and the messaging. You know, folk can be revolutionary. Folk can be, you know, taking up a cause. If you think about all the folk of the 60s and the 70s, it can be so many things.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it, and the varied styles across the globe. We've got them all for you tonight, I think, and tomorrow night, and the night after that.
So you mentioned that this is a lot bigger than previous ones, right? Was it 4 times?
Yeah.
Why such a big swing?
We knew we had to do something, and I said this back in February. If we had stayed the way we were with the competition that's out here, we wouldn't be around for the 50th anniversary because we can't compete the way we were going. So the board had a decision to make. Do we go small and go back to the volunteer model, or do we go bigger and try and compete? And we so firmly believe that folk is so important, let's go bigger. And we got Emmylou Harris to come in. So when you look at this park, we'll have more people in it than it has ever had before. And thanks to our wonderful engineering staff and Bob Earls and his crew, we were able to do exits so that we could fit more people in. And that's why it's going to be so big. And the whole daytime thing, we've never done a daytime portion that big.
Yeah.
So between the two of them, plus we did an expansion pack of the festival week, it started on Sunday. I've been going every day and every night since Sunday with the most fabulous, wonderful people in this community supporting folk.
Awesome. When we look at when this weekend is done, I know you're outgoing, so that may not even be quite the question for you, but you going into this, what's the, for it to be a success,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
How kind of tight are things when it comes to the budget and the funding and the ticket sales? So, like, how nervous are you is what I'm trying to say for this big swing that's happening?
I am concerned for sure.
Yeah.
We would love to see a full park every single night.
Yeah.
That's the way to kind of take these fixed costs
Yeah.
for all of the porta potties that are up there.
Yeah.
This is 3 times as many porta potties as we've ever had, but you bring in someone like Emmylou and that's what happens to the numbers. So am I concerned? Yes. Do I want people to buy tickets? Please do so. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight. It's a little chilly right now, but the temperature is going to warm up.
Yeah. Clouds are
And
supposed to, there's a bit of mist in the air right now, but that's supposed to end.
supposed to go.
It's supposed to clear off.
And
Or at
come
least, you know.
and eat and have a tasty beverage or two and enjoy and laugh. So for me, I think the biggest success would be for people to go and say, wow, that was one of the best folk festivals ever.
Okay.
I'm definitely coming next year. That
Let-
would be good.
We're going to talk some more in the show, but can you bring in your partner in crime for right now?
I sure can. Diana.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Diana. So the outgoing and the incoming.
Yes.
Together, here they
Again.
are. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm happy. This feels great to see everything coming together, and the more volunteers show up, the more I'm like, our people are here. It's great. We're happy.
Okay, good. Now, I'm looking around. It's a little bit different than last year, right?
Yeah.
Not as many vendors.
Yeah.
What's going on with the food situation here?
Food situation is we have Ziggy Peel Goods.
Yeah.
We have Fatima's Kitchen.
Yeah, just
here.
next to us there.
Yeah.
I just heard some stuff being put
Sizzle.
into a deep fryer there.
Yeah.
Some sizzle
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
This is exciting. So, and everybody's delighted about that. She's been with us for a bunch of years.
Years.
Everybody's so happy
because I
about
spoke
it.
to Fatima last year, and
Yeah.
so I think she just dropped a few samosas there, so that's fantastic.
Probably for you because you love them so much.
Yeah, they are really good.
And then we have, throughout the park, we have our coffee vendors. So we have local coffee vendors, Rocket Bakery, the Battery Cafe, and Postmaster's Bakery. And they are bringing coffee, bit of tea, and baked goods from all of their various things. We thought, why not share the love, have them spread out throughout the park, so that if, we have decaf, yes, we have decaf, we have exciting things like pop,
Yeah.
chips and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then the main food supplier for the park is Belbin's.
Okay.
They came through for us in a moment of crisis where we had some complications with food trucks, and Belbin's God love your local grocers, and they're part of Coleman's too. They're coming and they're providing all of those amazing sandwiches that they sell at their different locations in the park.
Okay.
So it'll be in the main field and it'll also be in the daytime park as well.
As a journalist, I
Yeah.
heard the word crisis. I have to ask.
Wrong word.
Yeah, it's like,
The thing is, food trucks are not as simple as you would think to
Yeah.
operate.
So here's how I would think they would operate.
yeah.
They would drive up
Yeah.
and operate.
Yeah.
Why is it more complicated than
But
that?
that's what, I love it. Please, everybody take note. There are insurance requirements
There we
in
go.
this park. This is a heritage park. It is heavily treed, and it's a precious park to many people. We are not the only people who use this. So anybody who comes in here has to have strict insurance policies. You can't use generators in this park.
Okay.
Because of fire hazards.
Yeah.
There isn't a large power source around here. And the real estate that we're all kind of jockeying for here, there's like visibility to the stage. We
Yeah.
don't want lineups as well
Okay.
for food trucks. So you would think, they just drive on in. You can't just drive trucks all over this grass. It eats up the grass. So it's a very complicated ballet of things coming in, people having their insurance in time, and staffing. And we all know that there's like a staffing problem right now across the country. So some of the trucks too just simply did not have the staff to be able to do it. So when we say crisis, we got a little call last week and we were like, so Julie got on the horn with Belbin's.
Okay.
And they are stars. They're total champs and they're coming through. And we were eating their curried chicken yesterday. It was delicious.
Question then.
Yeah.
If there's insurance hurdles,
Yeah.
right? Difficulties around having food trucks to a place where you would expect there to be food trucks. Now, granted, Belbin's, like you just said, Fatima's here.
Ziggy's is up in the back.
Ziggy's is up in the back.
Yeah.
There's loads of food, right?
Yeah,
so that
there's
it's not a
loads
question
of food.
about not having it,
Yeah.
but it's a thing about, well, typically you'd expect more, right?
Yep.
And then I'm looking at the size of the stage, and there's trees all around. Does this park fit for this festival?
No.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. And we keep making a silk purse out of a sow's ear, really, every year. Well, I say these guys. I mean, I've been with the festival in different capacities my whole life. I played on it in my punk band when I was like 19.
Okay, that's really cool.
That's an old one.
Yeah.
But no, this is not an easy park. I've done festivals all over the country. This is really hard location to do stuff because of the trees, because of the pathways, because there's other people who use it, because of the insurance. There's so many complex logistical details with putting this festival off that for an outside eye you'd be like, sure, that's easy, why wouldn't you do that? There's so much to consider. And the accessibility factor is really important to us as well. So the layout might seem obtuse. It's not. Also, that stage will only fit here for another couple of years because trees grow. And
They do. Fact.
They grow.
Yeah.
We're not cutting them down.
No.
As I said, this park is used year long. It's important to many people, so we don't own it, but we are lucky to call it our home. But it's going to shift. It has to shift again, like culture, like language, locations. We need. And we're not for profit, so we are not rolling in it, and we don't have the financial chutzpah behind us that other folks who are producing things have.
So like in Quebec or something.
Oh my gosh, the funding difference for arts funding between Quebec and Newfoundland is night and day.
Yeah.
It's I can't even begin to tell you the amount of difference.
So even if we factor in for the population difference, like the per capita spending is just different.
It's completely different. They have huge operation teams. They have the proper offices that they need to operate out of. They have teams for the whole year. They don't rely on volunteers as much. They have infrastructure that the government builds in to host festivals and things like that. So my plea is for if government officials are listening, come talk with me, because we need sensible investment in infrastructure that goes with all of our effort and intentions.
Okay.
Because, it's not but anything worth doing is worth working hard on, and so we do this. But the infrastructure of making sure everybody has somewhere to pee, that costs money. It takes a logistical team. It takes all of that stuff, and we're doing our best. And I have to say, this is professional. It's cool. It's still welcoming and chill. It's still a nice place to come into, even though, it's large.
Yeah, look, the layout looks
Yeah.
great. It feels like the Folk Fest always feels,
Yep.
even though like you've got some bigger names coming in and it's bigger that way. Like that feeling is all here from walking around. It's just, and we'll move on from this now
Yeah.
to talk about what's going to be happening more for this weekend.
Yeah.
The last bit is that for people listening, I think they can expect perhaps different conversations for the 49th, 50th, 51st festival that can range from the size to the location and everything else.
Sure thing, and you got to grow with the times, and
Yeah.
you got to move, and you got to stay relevant,
Okay.
and that's how you keep your traditions going, and that's how you stay young. Even like that's how you stay present in your community and in your culture. And well, this festival is built on love and respect, and that's always going to be there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And my job now, lucky, we're calling it the Thorny Crown that Julie is going to pass over to me. Which is a great folk song. Is to ensure the longevity and to ensure a healthy, sustainable way to keep all the good stuff that we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now, we're going to go to a song and then come back, and we've got some more people to talk to.
Great.
And then
Yeah.
we're going to talk more about what's happening this weekend and some of the folks that are going to be recognized and honored, and there's a lot of great
Yahoo!
stuff. And also there's a musical interview guest person. He's not going to play music, we're going to play one of his songs, but he's going to talk to us.
He's got a great
coming up.
voice.
And gosh, does he ever have a great voice. Yeah, so if you haven't clocked into who we are teasing about, keep listening, because that interview is coming up. It's
Yeah.
Adam Walsh with the Signal crew. Here is a favorite. Also on the main stage tonight, I believe 7:45 p.m. Here's Nico Paulo with The Master. Song. You're listening to The Signal. I'm Adam Walsh. We're live on location at Bannerman Park. It's a Folk Fest tee-up. The second one this show's done, but it's the 48th Folk Festival, so that's a lot of folk festivals. I've got another guest here. Hey,
Hi.
give us an introduction.
I am Mary Beth Waldrum, and I am the artistic director of the Newfoundland and Labrador Folk Festival.
So, Mary Beth, we talked to you last year.
Yes.
And now we're talking to you again this year.
Hello.
What's changed in your life last year?
What's changed in my life?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty personal.
Well, I mean it professionally. We don't need to get the couch out.
I'm pretty much just up to the same things, working
Yeah.
for this wonderful festival, and I've been working for a great company based out in Steady Brook called Laughing Heart Music.
Yeah.
So basically just doing those two things.
Doing
yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
How's everything going for prep for this?
Everything's going really well. For those listening in, our backstage is literally just rolling by me now, so I'm getting very excited about that, and everything's setting up great.
Cool. So like for you today, what will you be doing through like when you're not talking to me? What are you doing for the rest of your day and then through this weekend?
So today is prep for, all the artists are coming in for one, so there's a bunch of lights coming in. I handle all the backstage transport, hospitality, so that's all getting set up today. So that's for everything to be ready to open tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were talking, let's talk with Julie just about like the big swing this year, right? Like the bigger folk fest, everything else.
Yes.
When discussions were happening about it to be bigger, what was that like for you in your position and for like the work that has to be done? Like, does it change much, or is it just kind of like, okay, no, Emmylou Harris is kind of the bigger act, but like my job's my job?
Yeah, I mean, it really didn't change much. The job was very much the same. It's the same technical stuff, it's the same riders, so it really didn't change that much at all. I know that's not an exciting answer, but
I'm just
really,
I like knowing how stuff like how jobs work, because like as an outsider it might be like, oh, a bigger list or whatever, maybe more famous people, wondering like, does that factor in? Or it's like, actually no, for mine it's just this is what was last year is this year. It's just people might feel differently about things.
Yeah, it really can depend on what artists you're bringing in. Like, for example, some artists have a lot of projections, so they need a bigger stage for a bigger projection wall and screens on the side and stuff like that. So that's always done early on in the initial discussions of like, what do you need? Can we accommodate that with what we have? But that's the same every year, so it doesn't really change much. It's just what can we accommodate and what we can't. Yeah.
How much do you get to, because when you're working, but then how much do you get to enjoy it, or can you?
I can once the last couple bands go on, and it's not that I don't enjoy. Like, I work in the backstage area, so I'm watching side
You're
stage,
just on it,
and so I can see a lot what's going on. But normally, once the headliner goes on, I'll kind of sneak out and
cool.
enjoy it from the front of the park. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
So like, you go out to enjoy it, what's it like just being, because you're involved with everything, right? But then to take is it a conscious thing to take a step back and be like, I'm enjoying this now and trying not to think about my job? Or like, what's the shift like?
I think the biggest joy in my job is actually going and seeing people enjoy the show.
Oh, right.
Like, so getting able to step out to the front and seeing people cry to Iris DeMent last year and sing along to all the songs, like I start crying because it's like, it's this huge thing that you build up all year, and then you get to see people enjoying their favorite artists that they've waited so long to see, and it's like really emotional. So while yes, I am also enjoying the act, it's this really beautiful moment of getting to see everyone really sing along and enjoy what's on the stage. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like being like organizing it, putting the show off, and then it's just like being in the moment with everyone to be part of it.
Yeah.
So who, like on the music appreciation side of things, I know you're looking forward to all the groups and stuff, but like for this weekend, what are the highlights for you, like for your music tastes?
I am a really massive fan of William Prince.
Yeah.
And I am really excited. I mean, Nico always stuns every time. Nico Paolo, that is, always just is jaw-dropping. I really loved De Temps en Temps, the first folk festival I actually ever went to. They were playing, and I just remember watching them being like, oh, these guys are great. So being able to invite them back was really, really a joy for me.
Where was that first one?
It was in Bowring, was the first one I ever went to,
right.
As an attendee. Yeah. And so, yeah, they were there one of those years. I can't remember offhand exactly what year, but I just remember being blown away and was really excited that I got to bring them back again this year.
Cool.
So those are some of, like, the whole lineup is great. Mo Kenny coming from Halifax, I have been a fan of since 2011. So there's always, there's so much great music on the stage that I'm excited about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for popping in again.
Yeah.
Good luck with all the massive amounts of work.
Yes, I'm going to go run backstage now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
See
Adam.
you, Mary Beth. All right, folks, you're listening to The Signal live on location at Bannerman Park, right? It's a folk festival tee-up. I'm going to bring Diana Daly back in for a bit of a chat as Diana goes through. There's t-shirt boxes. There's lots of stuff here. You're wearing one of the t-shirts. Merch! Oh my gosh, show me the merch.
Well, where am I looking here?
We got two cameras today.
Okay, so my cousin Judd Haynes, he designed this For Folk's Sakes t-shirt for us this year, so we have those for sale. Get in here, Julie. Julie's got our beautiful t-shirt on, which
This is this year's festival.
Yeah, this is this year's festival edition, which is kind of like Nan's Kitchen with everybody hanging out and the list of everybody who's playing.
Very good.
We've got stickers, we have blankets, we have lawn chairs, we got socks with little banjos and accordions and stuff on them, but we also have vendors in the park. So, for example, M. Sopko is here with all these beautiful little hooked rugs.
Yeah, describe what you're holding up there for the radio audience.
I'm holding up a little, about 6 by 3 inch hooked rug of a little pink codfish,
Very cool.
which is gorgeous. Emile will also be doing a hooked rug workshop during the park. Oh, show it. Oh, right. Okay, hi TV Land. There we are. So that's just one example. We've got Running the Goat Books and Broadsides is also here. This is shameless self-promotion. You can buy my book at the festival,
I was
everybody.
looking up about this earlier, yeah.
There's other great titles in there too, but I'm
Tell us about this one.
personally chuffed that my family from St. Mary's Bay will be represented
There we go.
here. And when we're talking about folk arts and what they are, this is a really good example of this. Started as a play that was also had interpretive dance movement in it by my friend Louise Moyes and Anne Troke. We made it all together, including lino cuts. So it's like I'm delighted that this is here because it's a good example of what contemporary folk traditions can be in all their different formats.
Cool.
I'm really excited about that. What else do we got over there? I mean, we have tons of merch. We have beautiful fingerless gloves, mittens that have been made by Shirley Ann Scott's pattern, and a bunch of the people who come to the Songs and Yarns nights have been knitting them. So you have a beer, you knit, you listen to some tunes, live tunes. It's one of our events.
Jan on it.
It's gorgeous. So you can buy those here.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun picking through all that stuff. I think we've got candles. It'll be a huge mercantile tent over there. Which is full. What?
Mugs?
Oh, mugs. We got mugs, notebooks, hats, little accordion pins. Oh, cute. So cute. We also, I just want to give a shout out to Johnny Ruth, who donated a beautiful door prize at our beer launch the other night, but also they've donated the second prize on our raffle this year, which is up to $500 at Johnny Ruth, which is a great store on Water Street that you should go into.
The thing that I appreciate for when we come to places like doing a folk fest tee up, but it can be anything for when the show is out and about for a community event. You hear names of businesses, you hear names of artists and people. Like when you're listening through it, you start to understand all of the people it takes for something to have liftoff, right?
These are the people who will buy tickets on your raffles, who will donate to your thing. They'll buy a ticket in your program. This is why you shop local. This is why you cultivate that culture. They've always supported us, and lots of other activities that happen in town too.
I'm going to dart over to Fatima's for 1 second.
Because you're hungry.
I'm just going to say hi, but then I want to come back. I'd like to talk to you about who's being honored and some of that for this weekend as well. All right, this is always the part that I get scared about because I'm walking and talking, which I'm not very good at, and also I always wonder like how far can I go, and for everyone to still hear me with their technical stuff. So here I am at Fatima's Indian food. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
Tell us what you're doing. We've been hearing this really great cooking sound come out from here. Yeah. So what are you preparing?
We prepared butter chicken, beef, lamb, and some different kind of veggies, samosas, and we have different kind of sweets here too. Indian sweet.
Oh, am I looking at baklava there?
Yeah, baklavas there, 2 kind of baklavas.
2 kinds of baklava?
Almonds and walnut.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many people do you think are you ready to serve over the next couple of days?
I don't know. This year is
Thousands and thousands.
this year is a little bit different because they open for public all the time. So I don't know how many people will come. Yeah.
So do you think you're ready?
I am ready.
And what are the favorites each year for here? Because I know who doesn't love baklava, butter chicken?
Mm-hmm. We have lamb. Lamb is favorite too. People they like lamb, and we have fixed rate like $15 plate.
Okay.
So it's easy for people to buy it, Yeah.
And who are your workers behind you here now?
This is Sean.
My name is Sean.
Yeah. What do you got, Sean?
This is it. Big setup for the weekend. So looking forward to a lot of music, people, food, of course.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what's your favorite here?
Mine is a bit of rice and butter chicken, of course. Everybody loves butter chicken. And samosas.
He likes samosas.
I love samosas.
Yeah, he likes samosas.
So how many samosas can you eat in one sitting here now?
As many as I can get in my...
Hey, I'm the same.
They're addictive.
No,
it's like popcorn.
They are really, really good.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat.
Okay.
Fatima, thank you so much. Nice to see you again, and good luck with the sales.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we a little stop by there, talking to Fatima and some of her staff. We're just kind of figuring out how all the food sales are going to go, right, each year. So we're talking to her last year, we're talking to her again this year, and everything looks to be in order. We've been listening to some of the cooking of the food through the show so far. Diana, how you doing?
Great.
Excellent. Smells amazing over there.
I know, I'm starved.
Right? Like I like to smell the trees here, but freshly cooked samosas.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And we're here talking, not eating. What's
Yeah.
wrong with us?
We got an hour left?
To the
Before
show?
lunch?
24 minutes. But who's counting? Who's even counting how long is left of this show? Who's being honored? And folks, this is I'm Adam Walsh. It's our Folk Fest Tee Up show. This is the signal. Very professional here. We are not going off the rails.
No.
We're on the rails.
I am on the rails.
We're
I
on
made the rails.
You made the rails? Diana Daly is talking to me, the incoming head of it all here.
Aren't we lucky?
Who are we honoring this weekend for the Folk Fest?
Well, so I'll start with the one that I'm very personally invested in.
Yeah.
Our dear friend Harry Stone passed away earlier this year. Amazing man. He a great friend. He was personally a friend to me and my family, and served on boards and in politics. Like he's a boost. Harry passed away earlier this year, and in his obituary, instead of flowers, he said, "Don't bring flowers. Buy a CD from a musician."
Wow.
And so I contacted my cousin Judd again, who is one of our graphic designers, and I was like, "Judd, can you make us a sticker in Harry's name, so when you go buy music in our tent from O'Brien's or Fred's, you're going to get a sticker." And I can't find them in the boxes yet. We don't have it set up. But basically, it's a picture of Harry's face that says, Harry said you should buy something from a local musician. And this is a campaign I hope to send forward.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And his stone is laid up in the path up there now. He's got his name in a little haiku he wrote up there too. So we really feel like Harry's with us always in the park, which is, just a personal touch that I'm really happy. And his son, Brad, is going to speak with me about it on the stage on Saturday night. So let's just spread the Harry love of, help people out and just go. Don't buy me flowers. Go buy a CD from somebody. The other wonderful person is Dennis Parker. So our blues legend, he used to run Music NL for years. Incredible player, fun guy. He's our commemoration this year. And Glenn Tilley is going to help with giving a tribute to him from the stage. We also are commemorating in our Hall of Fame. We have 2 Hall of Famers this year, Harry Hibbs and Joan Morrissey.
Oh.
Yeah. So and their families are coming, and we have a couple of little special surprises for the audience about that. So we've always had lifetime achievement and honorary lifetime members, and switching over to a Hall of Fame kind of a concept now, because we always want to remember the folks that helped build this festival.
And gosh, just all those names you just listed. It's
right?
Just, so many thoughts.
Yeah, so many thoughts, and like they're still with us. That's we want to keep them around as much as we can.
Totally. Mm-hmm. I just, you mentioned all the names, and just thinking, like, all that music and all that's been developed here over the years with, like, 4 folk fest, 4 spots in the ship, 4 spots in different parts of Newfoundland and Labrador communities, all the events, all the culture that's been built over the years with names like this, right? So to honor them here at obviously it's fitting, but it is just such a nice thing for, you're right, keeping folks in the conversation.
I think it's also important to note that not all Newfoundlanders were born here, and not all Newfoundland culture makers were born here. Dennis wasn't. Yeah. We've got our friend running the Goats Books and Broadsides. Marnie is a chosen Newfoundlander. She came here. There's so many people. Fergus and Dermot and Ralph, all those guys
knitting
are all
the
immigrants.
culture.
Yeah, we are literally knitting the culture. So when we talk about, what was homespun here, that includes people who chose to live here.
Exactly.
It's not just us who were born here. So I love that with Mary Beth's programming. She pays specific attention to make sure that people are recognized and that there's representation on stage of all sorts of different people, and that there's room for everybody in what we're cultivating here.
We're going to play an Emmylou Harris tune now. Main stage tomorrow night, is it?
Tomorrow night.
9:45 p.m. roughly, I think. According to my notes from earlier, but around then anyways. She'll be on stage tomorrow. So we're going to go to that song break. We'll be back. It's Adam Walsh to the Signal, Folk Fest Tee up at Bannerman. Don't go anywhere. I'm Adam Walsh. This is the Signal. Oh gosh, I was hearing some applause in my earpiece there, but I think that was for the live version of Emmylou Harris's Tulsa Queen that we just played. Julie Vogt.
Yes.
That Emmylou Harris, not that bad. Pretty good. I'm glad that you got this up and coming star.
You're making my heart flutter every time I say her name.
Yeah. I think she was performing in, is it Halifax yesterday?
Yeah, she was in Halifax, and then she's got on a plane, and she's coming here.
Right. As we're getting ready and talking, so today's show, we're at Bannerman Park live, Folk Fest Tee Up, the 48th annual folk festival for Newfoundland and Labrador. I got the word neighbors in my head. Can you tell me why?
Because CAA has sponsored, that's Canadian Automobile Association of the Atlantic Region, is sponsoring the Newfoundland Ponies again this year.
Newfoundland Ponies are back.
That's kind of like my legacy. Is I said, somebody please make sure these ponies are here every year. So the ponies are coming back in the exact same spot they were last year in their corral, Belle and Jam Jam. And also as part of that is our Neighbors Helping Neighbors campaign. Okay. So last year we brought over 5 carloads of diapers and non-perishable food products and hygiene products products, women's hygiene products, shampoo, you name it, to Bridges to Hope is going to be our charity this year, and the food is going to go to the Community Association Food Bank.
Yeah.
So the good people of Ecuador are helping with that, but CAA will be gathering all those donations. So bring them during the day, and they will take them from you, and we will give them to the people that need it. It's just helping.
I started my week filling in on the Go, right, for Chrissy Holmes, and we chatted there.
We did.
And we talked about all the other stuff that's been going. So, like, we're hitting the big part of the week, but remind us some of the other things that have been ongoing this week, because there's been so many different things. And how's it all gone so far?
There has been. I mean, I've been to all of them. So
how are you still doing this?
I don't know.
Just running on fumes.
That's why Diana's here.
That's why there's literally 2 of you this year.
Monday was the Songs and Yarns, and that is Shirley Ann Scott and myself, and we gather together a group of crafters, and we listened to the Larry Foley Trio, and we crafted and talked and brought those arts back to the Folk Arts Society, just like our Nans did. Wait till you see those mittens that Diana mentioned. Then Tuesday, we did a new thing, which was we did our Folked Up beer launch at the Tap Room over in Kitty Vitty. And that was amazing because High and Lonesome played. So we were dancing, we were just doing everything, and the Folked Up beer is so good this year. It's a rice lager.
Wow.
And the can is adorable. Then Wednesday, we had the launch with Graham Wells, the trad session. That was, I think, the biggest trad session I've ever seen in the ship. It was amazing. Last night was Nuit Francophone at the ship with Louise Gauthier and Mary Berry. And then also last night was the folk open mic with Q's, which was the queer folk at the Battery Cafe doing an open mic with Glenn Nudio. And you remember Glenn from last year. Remember when he did the folk fun? Yeah. Teaser, surprise. Glenn's coming on stage with me tonight.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to give everybody an update, and that's something that we really want to see continue. So I have been to every one of those things, and I have stayed until the end of all of them.
That's pretty good.
You know, go to bed at 1, get up at 5. But this is it. This is the show right here.
Yeah, and you can do a few days on 4 hours of sleep, right?
Sure you can. When you work with the great staff that we have, you can do anything.
All right, so I'm going to set something up here now because we've got a special guest we're going to be bringing in. So I'm going to play a song just so we can get set up for it. But
sounds good.
I'll just say, like, Amanda Gear, who works as the AP on the show, fantastic. Amanda was like, you know what? I'd love to get William Prince. I was like, Amanda, William Prince is going to be far too busy to come on this show. Apparently, he's not too busy. He's going to be here now in a couple minutes.
Yay!
He's making time because, Amanda did such a good job of reaching out. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to play Anna's sister's song right now. So Curtis is back in the shop. We're going to play the song. And then when we come back, Amanda's going to talk to William Prince. So let's just hang out, everyone.
I'm Amanda Gear, and we're here at Bannerman Park for the kickoff to the NL Folk Festival. And I'm here with a very special guest, someone who I play quite often on every show that I'm on, William Prince. How you doing?
Oh, hi, Amanda. I'm great. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for coming. I know you're super busy, and this has been a busy day, busy 2 days for you for sure, warming up and getting here. How was the flight to the island?
Oh, uneventful and great. It was terrific. You know, I'm actually not that busy. I just enjoying myself. This is a great privilege to be here. You know, we did a tour back in the spring and couldn't quite get out to Newfoundland, so it's extra special that I can bring the band here for the first time and play. So I'm so thrilled.
The summer weather is way better anyway than the spring, trust me.
I love it. I operate well in the cool. This is jacket weather for me.
This is shorts weather for me.
I appreciate it. That's great.
So how does it feel being back in St. John's with your band? What's the difference between performing on solo on the stage by yourself with your guitar compared to a full band?
There's just energy, you know, spending time with these people that I love that are becoming like a family to me. It's nice to present the songs in their full form. I did a lot of years solo where I was singing by myself, and so you just feel all that more confident and at home in your own song when you have players with you. And this is a particularly special show because we have a couple local players joining us on stage, and I hear they're quite revered in this town. So we had a rehearsal this morning, and I can't wait. I can't wait to put it all together because everybody's really excited and band sounds great.
Yeah, the city's really excited. They can't wait to be swooned by all your melodies, especially me.
Right on.
Where do you get your inspiration for your music, William?
Right here in the park, everywhere you go. Just family and the whole kind of cosmic stream of it all is really what keeps me upright and writing things, you know. It's the human experience that we all live and share. I'm trying to tap deeper and deeper into that all the time, you know. So no shortage of inspiration, just out here living and enjoying it, standing in the joy, you could say. You know?
Absolutely, I love that. Good plug there for your new album. So does your indigeneity inform any of your music and your songs? I know your lyrics are super deep. I get a lot of them. So do you get informed through your indigeneity?
You know, I think my indigeneity is, I might think about it the least. It's just such a part of me, you know. I learned my indigeneity in adulthood, so to say. I was raised in a home where I wasn't really privy to tapping into that, and so as I became an informed adult and started spending time around those that are informed and leaders in the Indigenous community, I started to feel, you know, this sense of pride that is ancient and I guess rightfully mine. So yeah, the lived experience. I want to be a good foot forward and just a great songwriter and artist and person to people. And yeah, my indigeneity is always along for the ride. So it's always informing me. And you know, there's tends to be an asterisk to a lot of Indigenous performers who have to bring along an extra story, and oftentimes can be burdened by, well, not burdened, but given the responsibility of putting forth education all the time, you know, rather than we're just here for good music and a good time. I carry that proudly, and at the same time, I just want to show people that, you know, we're out here living, creating art. We are so much more than our traumas, than all those things. We are dance and culture and song and laughter, lightheartedness in the park, all these great things. I think that's where I want my indigeneity to shine.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. You're so busy and you're on the road all the time, you're performing. How do you stay grounded to home and connected to your family while you're on the road?
It's, you know, like my son keeps me grounded. I moonlight as a singer. I'm a dad first and foremost, I'd say, and it's great. I'm always thinking of him and being back home, and I love to just hold on to that thought of getting back there. It's a nice feeling. I love golfing. I love doing his activities, chauffeuring him around, and spending time with my friends and family. I got a cousin getting married next week, and we just got back from Las Vegas, the joint bachelorette extravaganza. So staying grounded is easy because I'm surrounded by grounded folks, and you know, humility, one of those great teachings, is just stay here where we are, and be happy, grateful.
Great advice. So you're the headliner tonight. Give us a plug. What time and where can folks catch you?
Oh gosh, this evening sometime. And
I think it's around 10:40.
Oh, is
You're
it?
going to be on?
Holy cow, that's a late one. All right. Well, I'll be there this evening, and yeah, looking forward. Like I said, we got the couple local players. Really looking forward. I love the songs we're playing these days. They're light and joyful, and with that, it's gonna be great. Look forward to it.
Awesome. We're all looking forward to hearing your swooning voice and your baritone melodies, and I appreciate your time so much. Thank you very much, William Prince.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Well, you're listening to The Signal, and I'm going to give you back to Adam Walsh now to take us out.
I mean, I think let's play some Goldie Hawn by William Prince to take us out. Thank you, sir. This is great. Good luck tonight. Folks, I'm on vacation next week. I'll see you in a week and a bit. Bye. Have a great weekend.